Hello guys, I wanted to continue to talk to you tonight about the choice to suspend Trump's speech on Twitter and Facebook and potentially other platforms, but specifically Facebook and Twitter. And in this case, I wanted to give you some insight from Mexican President Lopez Obrador, who the Mexican president, he said in a news conference, in regards to Twitter and Facebook suspending Trump's accounts, he called that unacceptable. And according to him, Mexican president said, "I don't like censorship. I don't like anyone to be censored and for them to have their right taken to send a message on Twitter or on Facebook." So that's the Mexican president coming out after the events of yesterday and Facebook and Twitter's decision to suspend the president. The Mexican president, Obrador, took offense to that, and he's clearly against the idea of Twitter and Facebook doing this, and I believe that that's the right position to be on. So there is conversation on both sides of the argument. You have organizations like the NAACP, GLAAD, and other civil rights groups, including Michelle Obama, coming out claiming that Twitter and Facebook didn't go far enough. And then you also have other heads of state, a foreign head of state in Mexico, saying how wrong it is to censor the president at all, and his opinion, his position when it comes to censorship for anyone, which I think we can all. I mean, I would hope most of us can agree with that censorship should be used very sparingly, and the right to free speech is something that is not supposed to be infringed upon, especially when it comes to the leader of our country. And this is also interesting because just earlier this week, the Mexican president offered asylum to WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. So after the British court repealed or they rejected the United States request to bring Julian Assange to the United States for extradition, in order to try him for I guess espionage, or I'm not exactly sure what the terms are that he's being charged with, but this goes all the way back to 2010. So he's been on the run for a long time, and so interestingly enough, the president of Mexico made a bold, I don't consider it a bold statement, but he seems to be in the minority of people who are sensible enough to believe that it's wrong to censor a public official at the very least, and in the case of freedom of speech, he's 2 for 2 when it comes to his granting of asylum to Julian Assange, which is another thing that I support, is the idea. I mean, because I'm against the idea that he shouldn't be, Julian Assange shouldn't be in this position to begin with. He's a journalist, and there's been a war on journalism for since guys like Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, figures like that should not be in the position they're in, because we need people like that to keep our democracy open and for us to learn about the things our government is doing. So yeah, I'm very supportive of the stance that President Lopez Obrador has made in regards to social media's decision to ban him from their platform or suspend him from their platform, as well as his decision to grant asylum to Julian Assange, which both of those things I think are very positive things, and I wish that there were more public officials who came out in defense of the president, at least in this extent. You know, there's plenty of things to be mad at Trump about, and his power is not, he's not going to have power for very much longer. So it's nice to hear people not getting caught up in the emotion of what happened yesterday in D.C. and to try to see reason and think, okay, well, let's take a step back, let's take a breath, and realize that we're doing more harm than good by trying to prevent speech from the leader of the free world to getting to his people. Like the idea that that the president is being censored, that the president's free speech is being infringed upon, that millions of Americans don't have the right to hear what the president says without a media corporation getting involved. I think that, I mean, it's offensive that we're even. It's unfortunate that we even have to have this conversation. But at least at least we have the president of Mexico who is taking the right side on this issue and the issue of Julian Assange. So it'll be interesting how both of those cases go forward. But anyway, thank you for your time.